Hi Fronds, welcome back to Botanical Woman. I'm Christine, and this weekend I got to go see a lot of plants in 3 very big balls. It is one of the most amazing places to see plants in Seattle, better than any conservatory that I've ever been to, mainly because they are stacked with aeroids. But what's the name of this place? Oh, it's the Spheres. So it's been closed since the beginning of the pandemic, and so we haven't really gotten a chance to go there, but finally got a chance to go inside and reacquaint myself with these beautiful plants that they have in there. Some of them are truly amazing. I mean, all of them are truly amazing. They do a great job taking care of the plants, and the whole place is climate controlled. The light is controlled in there 100%. So yeah, it's intense. Being that I've been there, I think a handful of times now, there are certain plants that I get drawn to, so those are the plants that I'm going to highlight to you in this video. The space itself, you know, is very modern. There's the materials of glass, metal, and concrete, but you don't even notice, you know, the modernism of it because it's filled with plants and has this giant plant wall. And so I'm just kind of taken in by all the plants, and I don't care about the modern architecture that is around. I really love actually the way they've used the plants and really bringing the outdoors inside, and it just feels really nice when you're standing there. And because of the pandemic, they limited the capacity by a lot, so the place felt pretty empty and like we were kind of like on our own, so that was really nice because usually it's like gets really hot in there and a lot of humidity, and it didn't feel as stuffy. Let's talk about some plants that really caught my eye. You know, every time I go there, there's something different, or I will notice something different. So the first plant that really caught my eye was this aeroid that I cannot pronounce the name of, but it is pretty rare. You can get it. Actually, the local plant shop here is selling one for, I think, $150. Plant prices are crazy these days. Summer Rayne Oakes did do a review on it, and it looks like it's going to be a good plant that I want to add to my future plant wall because I really like how light and airy it is. I love the shape of the lobes. I remember the texture, so that looks really nice. To try that plant, maybe not for $150, I don't know. So this next one is the Philodendron Mayoi, the eyes at E. That also has nice little lobes. That plant should become more common because from what I understand, it's pretty easy to grow. Yeah, I hope to find that at a decent price. $30? I mean, that's how much Rapidura tetraspermas are now these days, and those things were going for a lot more a year ago, so. You never know, plant prices do drop. Talking of philodendrons, the gloriosum is a plant that every single time I go to the Spheres, I'm like, wow, it's actually really pretty. Like, you see the photos that people, you know, post on Facebook and stuff, I'm like, you know, there's a lot of like, you know, big heart-shaped leaf philodendrons, like the El Coco, which is supposed to be amazing. Like, you know, it has the velvety, it has the veins, it has the heart shape, it has the giant leaf, it has the red backings. You know, it's a beautiful philodendron, but you know, the gloriosum is not bad. I've never really wanted one of those in here, mainly because of space. There's just no space in here for a giant philodendron like that. That's a wishlist. You hear that, Dan? The next thing that really catches my eye every single time I'm at the Spheres is actually their selection of begonias. I have a soft spot for begonias, and I know some people just straight out don't like them. They are very fussy. I've killed most of mine that I got. They are just hard. They require, I feel like whatever they require, I can't give it to them. That is that is the summary. But they have a great selection of begonias, and it rekindles that fire between me and begonias. So then I'll, you know, run onto Steve's leaves and look at a couple. I linked a couple below that caught my eye, so maybe those you will fancy. I'm not getting any commission, but you can thank me later. Or curse me out, I don't know. Okay, and then with the Synapsis, I'm pretty sure this is a Scindapsus, and just a lot of their vining plants that normally they're sold like in a basket, like a hanging basket. At the Spheres, just seeing the plants climb up on the columns is really cool. And, you know, that whole with the idea of like, you know, having your plants climb up, the leaves get bigger. Well, in this case, like they're just like in the happiest environment. So the plant leaves are huge. It's a Silver Lady, I think it's called. Yeah, the Scindapsus Silver Lady looks amazing. And check out Erin's prints. I'm sure you've seen these already. They are gorgeous. No commission, just things I like. The next one is this jewel orchid, and it is also known as the lightning bulb jewel orchid, which you can see why, because it was like lightning bulbs, and it's super cute. It caught my eye again. I think I've seen it before there, and now this time I really got really happy and just like rushed to it. And I was like, ah! I don't know, it's just so cool. It's a cool plant. I killed mine because it got root rot, so fingers crossed I'll find another one soon locally. I don't know, I haven't been plant shopping, so. This plant is just, I'm very bitter about this plant. It is the Hoya polynura, and it looks so good there, just hanging there, chilling on the tree, and you know, living its best life. I had mine, it grew great when I went away for vacation, and then I chopped it up to propagate it, and then it all died. Yeah. I don't know, it's so hard, so hard. But I feel like once the plant is established, it does so well. Hurts my heart. Moving on to some more common plants that I saw that was kind of like, oh, this looks really good. You know, should add it onto the plant wall or like add it to my collection. The first one is, this is a Horthia, and usually when you see it sold, it's only like one clump. And I thought seeing it clumped together like that and having so many next to each other actually looks really cool. So I was like, oh, maybe I could do like a hanging basket of them or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. The spheres makes growing this plant look so easy, and that is the blue star fern. The color is just really nice. Sometimes I feel like when they're selling them at the store, they might have like sprayed something on them, but like the leaves look really powdery when they're really happy, and it just looks, I don't know, it's just a color that you can't really, it's not that common. Like you can't find it in just any plant. Like I'm looking at my silver sword right now, the philodendron, and yeah, it's close, but it doesn't have the sheen, it's matte. So I think it looks unique, special. But I don't know, I have not tried it myself, but I hear that it is a very difficult plant. So I'd love to know what your experience with it has been and whether or not I should get one. On the plant wall at the Spheres, there is tons and tons of really happy growing philodendron, just the typical vining green one, and it's like really far down at the bottom and really, really far away from the light, and it's just like so prolific. So I'm like definitely adding some to my plant wall. And the other philodendron vining plant that they also use is the Brazil, and that looks really nice, just has a nice pop to it. Some plants to consider adding to your collection that are just easy and basic, but looks great. I'm really drawn to textures, and this plant really stood out in that regards, and it's not a begonia, it's actually a pilea, and it looks really good. I love the texture on it, and obviously the different colors, that's like a little bit darker, and it looks, you know, almost like fuzzy, but you know, not. When you touch it, it's more like a waffle plant. But yeah, I think I've seen it at Lowe's, I want to say, so next time I see it, I want to add that to my plant wall. It just has a nice textural change to it all, and yeah, it's cool. It's unique. Other than the living wall that I get really excited about at the Spheres is actually their Varariums. Yeah, it's really cool to see the entire ecosystem kind of working together. The fish tank at the bottom giving this humidity for, you know, the humidity loving plants, and the fish, the waste, and the plants using that waste as nutrients. So that's all really cool, and I'm doing some of that here myself, and yeah, using the fish water. So that is really inspiring to me to see something, you know, you could make a miniature version of that yourself somehow. I hope this video gave you some inspirations, something to think about over the winter months as we sit here and twiddle our thumbs in the dark. Now the plants are you know, winters are always rough, and just water less. And I will talk more about winter in our next coming videos. I will talk to you guys soon and hope you have an awesome week. Until next time, happy growing!